What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner cartoon, 5'3". Man, I'm back again, man. I'm back again, man, with a picture. A lot of people they ask me all the time, they want to see pictures of me when I was in prison. Okay, and I ran across one of me when I was in Soledad. I got a picture when I was in Soledad when I was on the visiting yard. I'm gonna show it to y'all in a minute. Yeah, I ran across this one. I do have some more. I have to, get them together, categorize them, and put them all in a proper perspective because I got some pictures of me when I was in Pelican Bay, and well, one or two of them when I was out there in Alabama prison. But yeah, but the one right here, this is the one when I was in Soledad. I was on the visiting yard. Man, Soledad, and this was back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I was much younger than what I am now. You know what I'm saying? Soledad, and thinking of Soledad, man, Soledad was a trip to me, man. Soledad blowed my wig back, man. It tripped me out because Soledad was a culture shock for me. For Crips like me that come up in my age group, in my generation, we weren't ready for what Soledad had got going on. Back in the mid and late 80s, Soledad was ground zero for the Bloods. Now, of course, for y'all who don't know, you younger cats that's running around now, y'all think it's the way it is now. Y'all might think it always been that way. No, it have not. No, it has not. Y'all weren't around. You don't know about it. I'm not finna go into it, but the way things are now, it wasn't in the gang activity world. It ain't always been that way. See, nowadays, it's popular to be a Blood. It's popular to be a Blood. But now, back in them late 70s and all through the 80s, it wasn't popular because they were outnumbered 9, 10 to 1 back then. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was. Because back then, Crips weren't at war with each other the way they are now. You know what I'm saying? Now, today, Crips are Crips' worst enemy. Crips hate each other nowadays. You know what I'm saying? The Blood and Crip thing is still there to a certain extent, but not like it was then. There's no more unity amongst Crips. Crips rather go kill or fight other Crips rather than have any, type of funk with Bloods nowadays. So, in this day and age, Crips and Bloods get along. They allied with each other. They group up, posse up to go at other individuals now. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of it in the county jail and so on and so forth. But when I was coming up, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. From juvenile hall to YA, even to prison, you know what I'm saying? We just, Crips was a one-array train because it was just so many of it. And in this day and age, it's still a lot of them, but it don't seem that way because they don't like each other. But, in my early prison career, I used to always hear about Soledad. I would always hear about Soledad, man. And, I would hear about Soledad. Oh, yeah. And, throughout the system, they would always say, man, Soledad is a Blood Central. And, we would hear it, if you ain't really been there, you ain't gonna really pay no attention to it. But, oh, wait a minute, hold on, I'm finna go off into it. Let me show y'all the picture of me when I was in Soledad real quick. So yeah, man, that's me. That's your big partner. Y'all see how I was Bonner ripped up. You know what I'm saying? Creased up the head to toe. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably say, dang, Tune, I don't even look like you no more right there. But then, a lot of people gonna say, yeah. But yeah, that was me, man. I was about my thug thizzle then. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, until you really went to Soledad, you just wouldn't have fathomed what was going on. I was in Soledad in 1988. I remember when I first got there, and I spoke on this before, when I first got there, my first day on the yard. I think it was me and a homie by the name of Kenny Mack from A-Tray Gangster. We was going to the yard for the first time, and we was walking through the thing, coming through the metal detector, and the stairs sit up, and this is in Soledad Central. I was coming out of X-Wing. From X-Wing, I went to G-Wing, I think, if I can remember right. But they got the stairs come down, then they got the big old yard. So, boom, I come through the metal detector, walk out on the yard, and I'm looking. And I froze. I just froze in my tracks, y'all. Stopped and looked. I'm like, man, what? I had never seen that much red in my life, on the streets or in jail. I had never seen that much red in my whole entire life. I'm talking about, man, these cats had on red beanies, red sweatshirts. They had 501s with the red stitching on the side, red chucks with the red shoe strap. I'm talking about red bandana. It was red. Look, I thought I was Moses parting the Red Sea. I'd never seen nothing like it. I'd never seen nothing like it. And they wasn't scary. I stopped and I looked at the homie. I'm like, dang, cub, man, what is this? He was like, yeah, homie, you know what I'm saying? This the headquarters. This where they all at. This the headquarters. I'm like, man, and you know, of course, I had heard that, but hearing it and seeing it was two different things. I literally was, I was outdone. I just, you know, hey, look, man, y'all don't understand. I had never seen nothing like that in my life. I didn't even think that was possible until I seen it. I'm talking about, it was whew. And like I say, and they wasn't scary neither, y'all. They wasn't scary. Them was the dudes back then that paved the way. They paved the way for the Bloods of today. Now, I got a lot of blood partners, man. Me and my partner, man, Big Joker from VNG. He was locked up out here in Alabama with me, man. In fact, he's still locked up out here. Me and him, you know what I'm saying? Me and him used to sit in the day room and talk about him. And when we was, you know, doing time in Alabama, we used to talk about, man, the past and all that. Matter of fact, back in the day, I believe we was in Chino. We was in Chino together too. But we you know, and we both agreed that like after this Lil Wayne era popped up, you know what I'm saying? We call them Lil Wayne Bloods. It seemed like everybody around the country wanted to be a Blood. It became popular. So boom, everybody, I'm talking about different states and everywhere, just start claiming blood. And it over the years, you know what I'm saying, it changed. It changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? The Bloods got real big in the rap industry. They got real big, you know what I'm saying, in the all around music industry. So it, you know, it made it to the point to where, okay, basically you had to go through them to get put on, seemed like. But yeah, and me and Joker, man, Joker would always talk. Joker would explain when we was in Alabama, he would explain to all them little young Bloods that, you know, that was around him and when we was in Alabama about, you know, how things are now compared to how they were back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to, you know, Bloods of today, they don't have to experience walking up into a block or dorm in the county jail or in juvenile hall or wherever and being outnumbered 20 to 1 and having, you know what I'm saying, maybe it might be 3 Bloods and 30, 40 Crips. And all the Crips in there finna get directly on your head. Bloods up today they don't know that no more. In the LA County Jail today, everybody's mixed around. Everybody's mixed up. Everybody's, you know what I'm saying? Boom. No. Not in the 80s. No sirree Bob. No sirree Bob was a whole different skilo. But back to Soledad. It tripped me out, man. It just I literally just was stuck in my tracks. And they was on ghost status. I ain't gonna lie, they was on ghost status. They had some type of rule, if I can remember right, that said they bet not never ever ever show no type of fear when it came to dealing with Crips. Whether you had a verbal confrontation or a physical confrontation, they bet not show no type fear, or they was gonna be dealt with. They people was gonna deal with them in a harsh way, and so they was with all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I remember one day coming out. I was coming out the shower, and I spoke on this before though, and I was going back to my cell, and the dude came out the cell looking crazy. So I'm looking. So I'm like, shoot, cuz, what's up? Dude was like, shoot, blood, what's up? I'm like, shoot, you tell me, you looking at me crazy, what's up? So he wanted to get down. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a dude named Stone. I think if I can remember right, I think the dude name was Stone from Ludus Park. We were finna get down on the tier. And he was in the cell with one of his homeboys. And I think his homeboy was named Too Tall or either Treetop from Ludus Park. Don't give me the line. It was one of them. I think it was either Too Tall or Treetop, one of those names from Ludus Park. And his homeboy came out and started talking to him. Whoa, 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 man, I told you, man. Whoa, 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 whoa. And you know, I remember my big homie, one of my G homies, OG Kit, came out his cell and was like, "Tune Cut, what's up?" I'm like, "Man, I don't know, this fool tripping, homie. You know, whoa, 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 whoa." So eventually, it didn't happen. Dude went to cell, boom, boom. But I found out later he didn't like me. He didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? I had came to that prison from the prison prior to that for an incident, and a Crippin' Blood incident, to where I had caught assault. And you know, word travels, and he you know, hey, it was a few people didn't like me, but that's what that was about. I found out later on that's what that was about. But yeah. Soledad was a whole different type animal, man. Lot of bloods, and they was about that business. They was about it. I seen one dude, Crazy B from NHB from 20s. He went off on a dude, on a little Crip dude was coming through the line with me. He was working on the line, and went off on him. I'm talking about, man, talk to him bad. I'm looking like. I'm looking at the dude. I'm looking at the little homie like, dang, cuz, what's up? You ain't gonna, what? He tucked his tail, man. He tucked his tail. Now, my thing was, okay, you talking to him. You ain't talking to me. You talking to him. If he ain't gonna stand up for himself, who am I to try to stand up for him? You know? But yeah. So Soledad was a different type animal, a different type place, man. You know, I end up leaving there. With a broke finger, man. Me and the dude that got down. Me and Big Dan from Swan had a fight. I ended up breaking my finger, and I ended up paroling. I ended up leaving a couple of days later with a broke finger. You know, so you know that's just how Soledad was, y'all. It's how Soledad was back then. But anyway, I showed, that was the picture I took. Shows you the picture. That was a picture I had when I was in Soledad. One day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to accumulate my prison pictures. But y'all stay tuned, though. I got a good interview. I got a good interview coming up, man. One of my G homies, one of my, you know what I'm saying, one of my good homies from 11-6. One of the originators of 11-6. Y'all hear people talk about, you know, Avalon from the 40s to the 100s. And you hear about 40 Avalon, 5 Trey Avalon, 8 Avalon. But you don't hear a lot about the 11-6 Avalons. So I'm finna, in the days to come, y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna post it. It's gonna be an interview with one of the G's from 11-6. But anyway, that's me, man, your big partner, man, Cartoon 5-3. Man, I'm out of here, man. I just wanted to get that picture out there to y'all. Okay, peace.